Move like Abramovich, I never stop. Running 3 businesses, God is my witnesses. I lift people up, that's what fitness is. I fitness this, got good aim, so I never miss. Fire flame, I'm a phoenix, sis. I don't compete, or feel the need to cheat. Take a seat, while I school you on this beat. I be steady planting seeds, cause I do.
Man, I think I really fucked up on this one. You know I rarely say that. Man, them listen to them rumors and she turned out to be nothing like that. Oh shit, there she is, wish me luck.
Wind your waist, line so pace. 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 Baby girl, you're fine, wanna take my time. Forget about the line, gonna make you mine. Like water into wine, know you people are the signs. All the planets are aligned. All them girls, they just minds. Them slimes, put the rhythm to my rhymes. You're still living in my mind. You one of a kind. Yeah, you one of a kind.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of a kind. We have Asmari in the building. Welcome to Radio 254. This is the home of Kenyan music and content, and we've actually been playing like different cuts, different projects, different singles out there. I was actually about to play for you guys Nevuary, which is like one of the first singles she dropped early, and we've been looking at like different music from her. But now we want to get to know you. So hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How do I say your name? How do I say your name right? You gave me a look.
How do you feel you should say it? Like, listen to your heart.
So it says, I feel like I should say Asmari.
Exactly.
Okay.
There we go.
So is that how you would say it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's start with today. How's your day going today?
It's been peaceful.
Okay. So far so good?
So far so good.
Okay. So let's go. Like, what have you done today? Where did your day start?
My day normally starts with, I wake up pretty early in the morning, around like 6:30.
Okay. Daily? Like routine?
It's a routine.
Okay.
If I'm late, it's probably like 7 a.m.
Okay.
I go and fix myself a picnic breakfast.
Okay.
Because I'm super lucky. I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
And so that's something that, you know, as city kids, like I was born in Nairobi, so I get the struggle, you know, like, man, concrete. And when you get space that's out in the open and in nature, it just like look at your backdrop.
Yeah.
It makes so much of a difference.
Yeah.
And before we got on the show, we were talking about how with Jukes, how efficient it is for you to use a small space and then just focus all your money because like nowadays, you know the way
money's tight. Money's tight.
Man.
Yeah. 1,000 bob can't do shit for you no more. I swear to God, when I was a kid, your parents would give you 1,000 bob and be like, oh, go for the movies or whatever. I feel like these days I haven't been to a movie maybe in 10 years. How much are movies?
It.
Yeah.
You'd buy popcorn.
Yeah.
A hot dog.
Yes.
You know?
Like if you're going on a date, you needed 2,000. But now I don't even think 2,000 can get you anything anymore.
Absolutely.
So I feel like value for money is like gone.
My G, like nowadays we have to humble ourselves and have uji for breakfast. Like no cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this economy, first of all, okay, let's not blame the economy. It's healthy. Eat your porridge, kids. Yeah. So something like that.
Yeah.
Having to like transition and like learn about that, it's been like so kudos. Like I was telling Jukes before we got online, like to have this is something amazing, and so I'm grateful that I'm on this platform. Thank you for sharing your space.
So I saw a DM. So I DM'd you a long time ago. I think I DM'd you like in 2021. Like so we started this in October 2020. So we kind of like through like SoundCloud rabbit holes and just like looking for music, came across your music.
Yeah.
So I guess let's talk about your musical journey. When did you start making music?
When I would say professionally in 2017. Yeah. That's
and
when I started
what would you say, I guess 2017, what was happening for you in 2017 that made you or drew you to making music?
Man, in 2017, first of all, like wasn't it an election year?
Yes.
and then being from like a political family that's like even like, hey, my G, you understand. So having that journey, I decided my inner child was like, because I have little cousins, I'd watch them and they're like these mirrors of like you when you were younger. It's like, this is like a flashback, like, it's crazy. So that got me to thinking like, what have I always wanted to do since I was a kid? And I noticed in every video, in every picture, every memory I had of joy was when I was making art, specifically music. But like, I came from that African background, like
school.
Like you're either a lawyer, a doctor, or a failure. That's what it is. That's
a failure.
No cap, how you're telling your African parents, I want to do
sing.
music, and like it's for real, and this is what is gonna pay my rent, and like, pay like all my bills. So at the same time, you're like balancing.
And I feel like from a parent's perspective, I feel like what they're looking for is a way for you to sustain yourself. Like they want to be able to make sure you're going to be good. And what they've seen that works is go to school, get a job, do this. So like when you tell them something that they haven't really seen work before, or like when, I guess even like we look at music, like who's made it in music, where you could be like, that's an example. Like now at least we have like Sauti Sol and guys like Akina Bia, but then who was the example of that person successful and they've made music?
For me, when at what age?
Like, cause like I seen online, it said, like, somewhere it said like one of your earliest memories was like Mariah Carey.
Absolutely.
When you were like 5 years old.
Oh my gosh, that was so amazing for me. Like it was so trippy. Like Kenyan like holidays. Like I was privileged to like grow up in a family where we could afford to go, on holiday, like to coast and all that stuff. So one day they were having this karaoke competition, and then somehow I was singing that song, and like I won something. Like I don't even remember what it was, but I remember I was very proud that day
that you won something. Okay.
So like just looking back, and I'm like, my whole life I've done stuff for other people. So now for me, I don't know if it's the times or whatever it was, but 2017 for me was that wake up year, like,
And did you get into it like through like, because I've seen you produce as well.
I do.
So I guess, how did you get into now making music in 2017? Did you approach it like, I'm going to work with an artist I know, with a producer I know? How did the journey start?
I have this older cousin. He's called Kivunja.
Okay.
But his DJ name is DJ Prospect. So he's been in the music industry beforehand. He went abroad, to study music, all that stuff. I'm also related to Eric Wainaina.
Nice.
So like that, like family background of music, and like even before that, he was telling me on a phone call the other day that like it was some grandmother who was like a really dope singer during like the 60s. So for me, that's trippy. And Kamaru as well, rest in peace, the late Kamaru, and also Kamaru.
Yes, like the grandson.
So that's also like that inspiration, the fact that could take him to the heights that it's taken him to. And even before that, like all of the artists who've defined music, like I said Mariah Carey, because also like my first Christmas present was her first album, Butterfly.
Okay.
And it was that time we had the CD players, the ones you press.
Like a Discman. It was like a Discman.
The Discman, absolutely. So for me, it was like, wow. From that time, I was like, I want to do this. But my parents were like, no, you have to go to school, get a good job, as I said, or you be a failure, And even if, like, in one of my songs, I even said that I felt like I was being mocked for following my dreams. And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore because the world is fucked up. Sorry.
True.
And I can't be fucked up to myself. I need to love myself and do something that I love. If people fuck with it, great. But like, if they don't, that's okay too. Because like, I really don't make the music for like purposes, like no shade to anybody.
For people, or for
Yeah.
people to like it.
Yeah.
Is it? Would you say it's music you enjoy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then with your sound, like I feel like there's parts of it that's electronic, but there's parts of it that's more like spoken word. Like I guess your sound is not like. How would you describe your sound?
Absolutely. My sound is experimental.
Nice.
Alternative hip hop. That's what I like to call it.
Okay.
Something across the lines of like Erykah Badu. Like shout out to the Queen.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, people like that, Lauryn Hill, you know, they have been like really huge inspiration since you were asking
Yeah.
about inspiration.
Yes.
So like Mariah Carey is just like one of them. But then like, you know, when you figure out like what is best for you, then you don't try to sound like other people.
Exactly.
So I try mostly to just sound like myself. Yeah.
Within like the Kenyan music industry, would you say there's anyone who like you found their music relatable? Like as you were growing up, is there like artists whose music you found relatable?
Issa.
Okay.
Man, rest in peace. Man, that guy, I cried when I found out. Like,
Bro,
he
Issa was
passed
so
away.
talented.
You guy,
Yeah.
mad. Props to him and like people like Nameless, of course. You know, Giddy Giddy Maji Maji. Who can vogue on me? I mean,
yeah.
yo, bow down.
Yeah.
You know, so stuff like that.
So when you start making music, who's the first producer you work with? Like tell me about the first time you went to the studio and how was that?
Wow, the first time I went to the studio, I would say was at USIU.
Okay.
So they had this underground, like I only found this out when I dropped out of school. Like that's when I found this crowd.
You
like,
found out about
that
the cool things
there
about
are
school
people
when you left
who
school.
have like dorms where they've turned it into like recording studios. I
For
was
real?
amazed because my dorm was a good girl dorm. Like
Okay.
it is there for study.
Uh-huh.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not like
It wasn't a booth.
it wasn't a studio booth.
Yeah.
And then but then it slowly evolved into that like once like my dad had like one of these old computers. He's like, I don't know where to put it. So I was like, whoa, the one with the big PC.
Yeah,
you
the one at
know?
the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one, that type of. So that was the situation. And then just headphones, just
Okay.
the way you are. So doing that, downloading Fruity Loops 12. It was
So you
very
downloaded
fun.
FL on your own?
Yeah.
And you wanted
I had to learn.
and you were thinking when you're downloading FL, are you like, I want to make beats, or what are you thinking? Are you trying to experiment, or you're for sure knowing you want to make beats?
So what?
Because you have to have figured out, okay, this is how people are making beats, and I want to do the same thing.
So what made me curious was I mentioned like I had an older cousin.
Prospect.
Yes, Prospect. So I'd watch him make beats. And I was like, yo, I'm good at computers. I can figure this out. That was my situation. And I liked the way I could like just create a sound that sounds nice to me
Okay.
and calming to me. Because like for me, mental health is like a really big situation and music is therapy.
Okay. Is there times you can't listen to music, or can you listen to music all the time?
I can listen to music.
When you're sad, when you're
That's
happy, when you're
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a mood, there's music for every single
Okay.
kind of mood.
So what's the first song you release and say, hey world, this is my first song?
I would say it was Nevuary.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the reaction, or what did people think?
The YouTube comments were like lit.
Okay.
They were interesting to read.
Okay.
Of course, there's always like one or two trolls as usual. But like we live for all types of personalities.
True. You need them though.
Shout
You
out.
need them.
Shout out to trolls. So yeah,
So that was the first song. That was Nevuary.
Nevuary. Like I would say like officially because I had a SoundCloud. I still have a SoundCloud. And I had released, I wasn't even called Asmari.
You had a different name before that.
Yeah.
What was your first
So
name?
my name is Haley.
Yes.
And so my first, I didn't really think deep about my artist name. I was like hitting a joint one day and it was like Yella.
Yella.
It's Yella.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, that sounds trippy. But then for me, like identity wise, also because there's like Yellow Wolf, you know, yo man. So like I was just, and even the spelling of it was just like Haley literally backwards with a H at the end.
Okay.
So I was just like, I need something more meaningful. And for me, Asmari is a meaningful word because it's Amharic.
So what does the word mean, for those who don't know?
It means traveling musician. So if you Google an Asmari, it's like a traditional like Ethiopian thing. Like it's an honor to be like someone who goes and like tells stories with musical instruments.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
As they travel around, like kind of messengers, that type of stuff.
And with like music, like you talked about like in the beginning how you won this competition and you got something from it. I guess, what are the interesting places or things that music has done for you? Like something that wouldn't have happened without music, or like where somewhere or things that have happened because of music in your life?
Because of music, I would say my trip to Tanzania.
Okay, so tell us about that trip.
Oh my gosh. It was like at a moment where I told you during that phase where I'm like, fuck everybody, I'm done being like the, big sister who sacrifices everything for everyone, and I'm not getting support for what like I really love. So that was like the defining moment for me. Yeah. And so magically, like the universe, I was just like attracting it. So I had a friend who is an artist down in Tanzania. Yeah. Shout out to Mukimala. We did a song together called I Am 5. It was very trippy. It was so much fun doing the video as well. So I ended up being sponsored to go to Tanzania.
Nice.
Yeah, by my friend. And so I was like, okay, this is amazing. I'm going to take this flight and bounce, because like it's either I stay here and listen to people tell me how like my dreams are worthless and like I'm wasting my time every day, so I can't be spending my days like that. So that's the time.
You took that leap of faith?
Yeah, I took that leap. I packed everything and like I just bounced.
How long were you there for?
It was like from 2021 to I came back in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that whole time you were in Tanzania?
Yeah, I lived in Dar es Salaam and then Zanzibar. So Zanzibar was like my favorite.
Ooh, so there's a festival that happens in Zanzibar. What's the name of the festival that happens there? Do you know the festival? Is it Stone? I don't know. Anyway, I know about Stone Town, but I guess how is it? How are the vibes and how is the music there even?
The music there is trippy in Lamu. Like I remember Stone Town Records. Like shout out to them. Like they have some crazy coastal artists doing their thing. It's really dope. And like for me, it inspired like so much because I'm a Pisces. So like I was on an island, man.
Water.
The ocean is blue. Like what is, what is? So yeah, that was the trippy thing that music has done for me.
That's really interesting. And like, did it change anything about you musically in the sense of your writing? Did you learn to write differently? Did you meet artists who you collaborated with besides the one you had already? Like, I guess in terms of your musical journey, that trip, did it help you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. There was this like performance that like I love posting. Like I think people are tired of seeing it right now for TBT,
Yeah.
Yeah, because every so once in a while, like I look at that and I can't help but feel grateful. There's this like clip of like this little kid. I was performing at this block party at this hotel. I'd shout out to New Teddy's Zanzibar.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it was amazing because there was like some American artists. I don't know if you've ever heard of Blue Room 13. So he's the one who had organized the concert. And I ended up going there because there was a friend of mine who was French, and he's called Nico.
Okay.
He's like, yo, fam, let's pull up to this place. You're gonna like it.
Okay.
And bring something nice to wear, you
Okay.
know.
Like you're going to this hotel.
Yes.
Okay.
So like I go and he's telling me, by the way, there's an opportunity to perform. And so I just performed like off the situation. I went, I changed, like I took his advice. Like,
Yeah, you carried something.
yeah.
Okay.
I went, I changed, and I performed. And like for me, the pivotal moment was like there was this kid. He's like, I think he was like 13, 14, or like mid-teens there, like, but he was singing along and like rapping like hard to my song, and I was like, whoa. Like I even ran up to him and gave him the microphone. For me, that was trippy because like it wasn't a tea. There are 100,000 people screaming, ah, Mary. But it was like this kid who's like, yo, you can do anything and be anything, you know. So for me, that was like success. Like if you ask me, like
True.
there's no amount of money that like,
Could buy that feeling.
yeah. And that's why I make music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now from talking to you, looks like a lot of the music that you have released, you released while you were out there. So for example, Sleeping Beauty, which was your album.
Yes.
Tell us about Sleeping Beauty.
So Sleeping Beauty is
The cover art's so insane too, but like tell us about the project.
So the project, it's inspired by, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Brothers Grimm, the way they do these trippy stories. Yeah. So one of them is Sleeping Beauty, the story where like the chick is in her sleep. She's raped by her father, but it's like meant to be like a, you know, the way Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist is, the way Santiago, that whole story, shout out to Russ, like also doing the damn thing.
With the,
Exactly. That's what I was going for. Like, it's a different, like, you know, the way you can use a metaphor for something.
Okay.
That was the perfect, like, metaphor, like, for the way sometimes life has to fuck you in order for you to wake the fuck up to who you are, you know? Because, like, I used to, when I was younger, I used to be bullied. I was telling Genevieve when we were talking here before that your stuff like that is important. So, yeah, I decided to use a metaphor to show people, because, like, people like the way I'm telling you, Lauryn Hill, J. Cole, the way they use different lyrics to
pass on a message.
Yeah. You don't have to be direct about it.
True.
So I love stories. I've always loved stories. I'm an African, so yeah, we tell stories. we like to tell.
I really
stories.
love the record Dua of Sleeping Beauty. As I was listening to the project, kind of really liked Dua. It's very different, as well as like even Liwa Liwalo. But I guess so with Sleeping Beauty. Also, I feel like for you, and I'm just assuming you were away, people were probably wondering, where is she? Or like when you were away, like, I guess, because you released this when you were in Tanzania, right?
No, this is a different story. So the trip is, I was in the Shamba. I grew up on a farm, I was telling you earlier. And right now, I'm, you know, also on a farm. But that was the situation. Like, I was in this trippy space. So I was telling you, it's trippy how you're using a small space, because it also gave me like ideas doing the damn thing. Yeah, for me it was trippy because like I was talking with my relatives and they were like, it's funny how people are not proud of their heritage. Like, it's not cool to be on a farm, and nowadays you're rich if you're like on a farm.
Exactly.
Because people are looking for fresh air.
People are looking for their 40 acres. They want, everybody wants a ranch. Everybody loves Nyanyuki all of a sudden, you know. Because of the city life, because if you look at Kilimani, everywhere is apartments, Lavington apartments. So it's like people now, even the government wants to build us apartments at this point.
Absolutely.
So it's like rather okay. What's different? Like no one is saying buy land, or even
and we leave being able to buy land, because if you don't plant trees, then there's not going to be
a future.
Yeah.
No water, no rain, no.
Yeah.
No nothing.
So we need to
What will we eat?
Yeah, I mean, like, shout out to, like, the high life. Even me, like, I enjoy those things, I won't lie. But, like, just recognizing the small things, like, fam, like, wherever you live, like, be grateful, because it's, like, a green space, like, space where you can use it.
True.
For whatever.
So as I was trying to do my research, or I guess understand, or try to understand and piece it together, I was trying to figure out how many projects you have, because that was a bit hard for me, because you have EP, like I guess there's present, like, so I guess with your music, you say since 2017.
Yeah.
But then also, like, if I go to Bandcamp, there's like Shavi, which is newer, but then so it's like it's all over the place. I guess how many projects would you say you have?
Whoa.
And then there's also Yella. So if you go back to like SoundCloud days.
So Yella SoundCloud days were like, me, I'm doing this for free and y'all can enjoy this music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
I only started charging. So Sleeping Beauty was now about, like, literally a coming of age. Like, sis, like, you're actually good at this, like, you actually like it. I mean, like, I'm not perfect, of course. Every day I strive to, like, learn more and more, because I'm not, like, a classically trained musician.
Yeah.
I'm self-taught, fam. And, like, I've met so many people who are so talented. And they've done it themselves.
Yeah.
It's even more satisfying when you do it yourself, because, like, now when you give it to another person, like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, the value of it.
Yeah.
So I've seen you also have a Hustle Salsa where you sell a lot of your singles. I guess between, like, Bandcamp and Hustle Salsa, what do you think what have you seen is easier?
For me, it's been Bandcamp.
Okay.
Because
Bandcamp Fridays or just internationally?
Not just Bandcamp Friday. Like, internationally, like, there's one trippy person who just, like, bought one of it was actually the present for $15.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I wasn't even charging much. It was like $500. And then, Bandcamp gives you this option, like, you can pay more. So something like that was
like they choose the value of how much they want to pay.
Yeah, they chose the value, and I was like, wow, someone is willing to pay that for. So for me, Sleeping Beauty was kind of also like a, haha, look at yourself in the mirror, sis, because like, you're actually good at this, and like, you should value your art. If you value your art, then you're going to attract your tribe that values your art.
So let me ask you a challenging question. I'm going to school for music business, and then I'm also in the music business, and I feel like it's hard to market music these days, in the sense of, you can have a song, you can drop it on streaming, but then how do you get more streams on the song, or how do you market your song? So it's almost like releasing the song for me is like 10% of the work. The work is now from release to growing the song. How do you get it on radio? How do you get a challenge on TikTok? How do you get visual? Like, so it's like with you, like, I'm even very impressed today when I was going through like your YouTube, you found a way where you're dropping content for like visualizers for your songs. And it's like, as I'm watching your music, I'm having something visual to entertain me. So it's like, you're doing a good job, but I'm sure there's so much more you could be doing. Like, is it like what challenges is it like marketing music today for you?
For me, the challenges have been just life challenges. Sometimes situations happen, and you have to adapt to the situations. So a lot of the situations ended up like with me, like without like, saying so much because like I talk about it on my music. So if you know, that's just where I'm gonna leave it at. Yeah. Unless you're my homie, and then I can talk to you backstage.
Okay.
And then you can. But basically, no. I'm joking. Like what I mean is like I leave interpretation out there, but then it's so funny because some people like they have interpreted like my songs in like trippy ways, like when they've given me feedback and I won't lie, some of it I was like, no fam, that's not what I meant. But I was like, it's actually okay, like
they have their own interpretation.
Yeah, that they should have their own interpretation of it. So yeah, as long as I had fun doing it, then that's all that matters to me.
So let me ask you something. Where would you like to perform in Kenya? And I guess, what are you looking to do more of this year? Is it performing? Is it releasing music? What goals do you have for Asmari this year?
Anywhere in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, if we're talking global, then that's a whole other story.
Okay. Give us global too. People are listening from all over the world right now, so people are not just listening from Kenya.
A whole other story.
So if someone is listening, they fuck with your music, I guess, where would you like to go that you haven't been? Where would you like music to take you?
To take me?
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go somewhere.
On a private jet.
Hey, private jet, we're not promising all of that. But I guess, where would you like to perform?
Where would I like to perform? Internationally? Or?
Everywhere, anywhere.
Anywhere.
What's your dream stage? Or what's the stage that you'd like to conquer?
Oh, dream stage, of course, Coachella.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A party in the desert.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
A party in the desert.
Yes.
Okay.
And I love painting, an excuse to paint my face.
Okay. You have a lot of tattoos. I can see tattoos on your hands. How many tattoos would you say you have?
I have like 15.
15.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm addicted to tattoos.
So what do you,
cap.
like? So do your tattoos have meaning, or is it like art for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Every
Okay.
single tattoo has a meaning.
Okay.
Do you?
Tell us the ones you want to tell us about.
My favorite
This
one
camera.
is like super.
Okay.
My favorite one is like super. It's like, am I actually going to pull up my sleeve?
You don't want to tell us.
I mean, it's like,
It's your favorite one.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Is it colored or not colored?
It's colored.
Okay, show us the unicorn. Okay. I can see.
go.
I can see a bit of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has like a bunch of colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your favorite one.
No, I think my favorite one is like I have a phoenix tattoo on my thigh.
Okay.
That was like dope for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it done in Kilifi.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I could see your music. I could see you performing at like Beneath the Baobabs.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd be a dope performance.
That would be a
Yeah.
very dope performance.
So I guess you dropped an EP. It's called Shavi.
Yes.
What does that mean? What does Shavi mean? What is Shavi?
So,
Some of us are not that savvy.
so me, I'm a Kikuyu girl. My name is Njeri. My Kikuyu name is Njeri. Shout out to all the Njeris who are,
In the building.
out here. Yeah. Yeah, so Shavi is Kikuyu for keys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's Shavi, like Shavi, Rehe Shavi.
Shavi, yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Like keys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have an outro, you have Bembeleza, and then 2 other records on there, right?
Yes. An intro.
An intro.
And 2 singles.
Yes.
Bembeleza and Doors.
And Doors.
Yeah.
And Doors has a visualizer out right now.
Yes, it does.
So I guess for the people who are listening right now, and maybe they're just joining us, what do you want people to remember you and your music? What is it about you that you want people to remember, and what is it that you want your music to do for people?
You know what, Jukes? Like, I've learned to stop controlling like what I want from people. and just letting my tribe align like with me, you know. Yeah. So for me, that's like my music. Like, it's not like I want someone to see me as something. I want them to feel the music and let it make them feel something. It's about them.
Okay.
But like me talking to you like my friend, like if you notice, like most of my songs is like, because even we were talking about Sleeping Beauty earlier, I was telling it like a story, because like I've been doing therapy lately, and you know, not just lately, I mean for a while, and the inner child has been a thing. And so for me, my inner child loved stories. So it was like, I told it like once upon a time. And even if you watch the visualizer, that's what I did. I put like young kids in it, like telling a story of like, oh my gosh, we're going on this like mental health and like spiritual journey. Are you gonna come along with us? You know?
Yeah.
It's very trippy. Also, like, it tells the story of how like I grew up with a mixed background of like a Kenyan parent and like a European parent. So my mom is from Czechoslovakia, from Prague. And so that like mixture,
the balance,
yeah,
and the
because
difference.
most people are like, you know, there's a vibe to your music that is different. And I was like, it was probably like the background of like both of them.
Because you're at the end of the day a merging of the two of them. Like, you know, when you were saying, when you say you see kids and you see a mirror. I feel like when I look at kids, I see their parents in the sense of I see like when you see a kid, you can kind of say, if you know the parent, you can know, oh, that's so and so's kid. Like, so like those are my parents. So it's like when you look at me, you see a bit of my dad, you see a bit of my mom. Like, and I guess that's why people have kids. It's like both of us together made something, and you know, yeah.
I feel you.
Let me ask you a crazy question. What are you scared of? Right now, at least. What are you scared of? In general or right now?
I've learned to not fear stuff, because like, once you've been shot in the back, like, and survived a bullet, like, there's some things that like I've been through in life that have like really just made me, it's not that like I'm not scared like of anything, but the things that I've survived have really like shook me. That's what I'd say. So for me, there's like, I don't really fear anything. It's just like having the motivation to do something every day. And so it's important to do something that you love so that you can put that work in every day.
Can I ask you a random question then? Well, what would you say is the difference between Asmari, Hailey, and Jerry? Or are they all the same person?
Oh, wow. So like, multiple personalities is a thing, fam. You can really just be everything. Maybe it's like, you know, me, I'm a Gemini rising. So like, it's like, yeah, I'm a water sign, but like also Gemini.
So like, is who you are in the music who you are in every day, or is it a part of who you are? And I guess that's why I'm like, how does Jerry meet Hailey? It's
definitely, that's a really good question. It's definitely like a melding of like both. I would say like, if you are asking about my projects from the very beginning when I was on Yella, I remember after that I released my first,
because it was like unfiltered raw tapes.
The raw. That's what I was gonna say. So like that's so trippy. You're taking us down that musical journey. That was my first EP, and I really didn't charge for it. I just like uploaded the thing on SoundCloud, and I was like, you people listen to it, you know, and it ended up on the on Lasta's show.
Yes, Reform Radio.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, yeah, shout out to Lasta, you know, doing the damn thing in Kilifi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that type of situation.
I'll ask you my final 2 questions. When you look at life, in hindsight, does it make sense? I always say life to me makes sense in hindsight. It always, the dots always connect, or things seem to make sense when I look back. In the moment, it doesn't make sense, but I feel like in hindsight it does. For you, do you feel like it makes sense in hindsight or not yet?
It makes the sense that you want it to make.
What does that mean?
I feel like life is what you make it. And yeah, there may be situations. I mean, I also talk about it in my music. That's why I call it like musical therapy. Even when you're talking about the genre, now that I'm thinking about it, that's along the lines. That's why I mix like doing a cappellas and like spoken words, and because for me, it's like I want it to be like a flow of like, we're going through this like musical therapy session where you can just like, the way you do like artist therapy, like you sip and paint.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can like smoke a J and like listen to the music and like, or like be that, like be your own personality.
Be water.
Be whatever it is that like you feel like is your dream. Like go for it, fam.
Okay. So I want you to sing us a song. You can sing it, you can rap it, you can talk it, but I guess my final question is I want you to sing us a song, like, and whatever song you're feeling like. What song do you feel like? What song do you feel like explains what needs to be explained, or says how you're feeling? It's gotta be a cappella though.
How I'm feeling. Let's see. Does it have to be a new song?
No.
One of my songs?
Just one of your songs.
From any project.
From any project.
Oh my gosh.
It's, as we close the show, this is the final minutes. It's you closing us off with a song.
A cappella? Okay. Which one do I really want to do?
So I had queued up Nevuary. I also had Bembeleza. I also had Shavi. But I've played a lot. I played all of them.
You've played all of them.
I've played all of them.
Have you played a song called Honestly?
Ooh.
Check out Honestly.
So sing us. Can you sing Honestly? Honestly?
Yeah.
Let's sing that
Do you want to play it out loud and I sing along, or it's like a instrumental?
So I'll have you... Oh. Yeah, wait.
I wish I had my instrumental.
So I'll have you sing a bit. It's a 3-minute song. I'll have you sing a bit of it and then we'll play the song. How do you want to do this?
Let's do it.
We do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. Or I can give you the headphones.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Man, water is our friend. It's already playing. They tryna stay. Monsters in my head, yeah, they tryna stay. But I'm not afraid, no, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. See, I walk around with a monster in my head. Voices for days, my dreams, they behind me instead. Speaking different things. Ring, ring, they done pulled on the scene. You used to be lost and naive. Used to save my heart, for it fell off my sleeve. Skis, keys. Would you believe me if I said I'm friends with monsters in my head and under my bed? I said I'm friends with monsters in my head and under my bed. Wanna be about my day. They tryna stay. They tryna stay. of the monsters in my head and under my bed. I said I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid of the monsters in my head and under my bed. I stay addicted to lots of pressure, bringing my all that I never measure. Promise you can find no one better. I picture a vision forever. The demons they feed off my aggression, so I keep it easy, never stressing. Another day, another blessing. Yeah. Honestly, I need a lot of space. Honestly, you talking way too much. I mean, I hardly listen on the paper chase. Puffing on the J, reminiscing about my day. About my day. The last time I carry burdens not meant for me. Vampires expire, retire. Your girls rewired, inspired, won't never tire. So watch your words. And let the soul be the pilot. Yeah. Honestly, do you really want to know about my day? They tryna stay. They tryna. Of the voices in my head. If you fake, I can't relate. Cause a lot of niggas snakes. Do you really wanna know about my day? About my day, about my day. Monsters in my head and yet they really tryna stay. They tryna stay. They tryna. We be moving on the low. Hear the lion roar. They thought they won, but oh son, we only just begun. Hear the thumping of the drums, they about to go dumb. Cause this is kingdom come, cause this is kingdom come, cause this is kingdom come. Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Asmari. And we're gonna love and leave you, but I'm gonna let you say something before we go. Anything in the world you want to say? What do you want the world to know as we love and leave them?
Be kinder to each other. Everyone's going through it. Amen.
Good night, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor and go check out Asmari's music. That is AZMARI on streaming platforms. But she also has a website and she has a Bandcamp, so go check that out as well and support her. Making music is not easy and we definitely want to support her, so go check her out. The YouTube is AZMARI and the website is AZMARII.card.co. Anywhere else we want them to check you out? Social media, YouTube. You got YouTube.
Absolutely.
Where else can they find you?
I am Asmari. That's like my handle on Instagram and
X.
YouTube.
Okay.
I'm not really active on X.
Okay.
I'm just like I'm selective and just like.
Okay. But when they check you out on Asmari, they can find you.
Absolutely.
All right. And we want them to go check out everything or just Shavi?
They can check out like all the projects. There's Shavi, there's Sleeping Beauty, there's The Present. Yeah, and I have a bunch of singles out as well, so you can check those out.
Hi guys. Yeah. I'm gonna leave you guys with Nephew Ari. Please go check her out. And please, I hope you get home safe. Everybody who's listening, I hope you get home safe too. If you're home, please be safe, stay safe until we meet again. Goodbye.
Bless.
Trauma was the bane of my existence. I tried walking away from it with so much persistence, not realizing it